Hello and welcome. You're about to watch a stream from the other night where I talked about my pacing in Delve, upgrades, Sulphite, and just random fun. So let's get into it. So when it comes to Delve, I never like to delve for an insanely long period of time. I never keep my Sulphite too high just because I get bored too quickly, and so I want to move on. And so when I run out of Sulphite, it gives me enough time to be like, yeah, I'm over this, I'm moving on. Let's get moving. Right now in Delve, I'm just going straight down. I'm trying to get to 500, which I think this build can do. It's just a matter of like actually getting there. And then once I get to 500, I might need to upgrade the Sulphite a little bit. The Sulphite right now is fine, but I could definitely see a world in which it'll be too restrictive. Oh man, that loot drop was very big. And unfortunately, I don't think anything at this node is worth money. Subterranean is just lightning damage on a staff. I really don't think it's worth anything, although I should open Awakened PoE trade because you can get lightning damage in a million other ways. And these gloves have increased effective lightning ailments. I don't think that's worth anything either. Yeah, even with the max life, it's not worth anything. This is actually the most convenient path I've ever had. Like, okay, this guy, this boss, made a video talking about how bosses with power charges can be scary. This boss has power charge and I can't beat him. But this path is like directly straight down. That's crazy. It's almost like Nico dug this path himself with his own bare hands. A lot of people were also asking about like darkness resistance. And honestly, I find that like over time, you just learn how to navigate in darkness better and better. Like if you look at where we are right now, we have almost minus 100%. I find that once you get over 100%, you start dying a lot. But until that point, like you can kind of learn to play in it. The argument here about like not upgrading your darkness is that once you get like really deep in Delve, from what I've heard, is that you're never going to get those upgrades all the way anyway. You're going to be negative if you're deep delving anyway, so there's no point in upgrading. Like you should just learn to use the negative darkness and get through it. But if you're only going to like 300 or 500, you can make it more comfortable for yourself for sure. I keep mine around negative 100 and I feel like it's fine for me. And if it gets bad, then I will upgrade it. But there's a lot of people, I'm gonna leave this Soul Eater behind. There's a lot of people who say like, since flares are in the game, you don't need darkness resistance. And I don't agree with that at all. I think the flares are my oh shit button. I definitely rely more so on the cart for light. And I think that's how Delve is meant to be played. We still have quite a bit of Sulphite, and I'll probably keep delving for a while until I run out and then just go up to maps. I haven't really found a mechanic besides Delve that's very fun for me personally. I get bored very quickly with a lot of mechanics. I think the reason why I've stuck with Delve so much is because it has such a low entry point. It's so easy to start delving. There's no setup. 2 clicks and I'm delving, you know? It's not like trying to set up a ritual strategy where you have to like spec into it and then get the specific scarabs and the blood vessels and roll the extra bosses on the maps and stuff like that. It's very straightforward. This whole setup, man, this area is great. Humid Fissure might be worth a little bit of chaos, but I'm just going straight down. I don't care. The other thing so many people have asked me about is the walls, and I think that I must be a little too new to PoE because I've never played Delve in a league where the walls were profit. Every league that I've played in so far, the walls have been side candy, basically. Bubblegum currency, like not really worth anything. Why don't you do the side passages? And it's because they're not worth anything compared to the bigger nodes. And one exception is if you get resonator chests. Resonator chests are literally always worth it. Glowing chests in general are the exception. I wasn't being careful enough. Let's try that again. I think this might be an Ellie Pen node. Monster damage penetrates 12% of elemental resistances. Yeah, that explains every time I die. Every single time I die and I look at the stats, it's that. But the problem with the side passages is that you could get resonators, but you could also get, the alternatives are fossils, gear, and currency. And currency is going to be 2 chaos, gear is going to be trash, and fossils the fossils that you get in the side passages are fossils that you can get in any other mechanic in the game. Every mechanic that gives you delve, which is most of them, gives you the fossils that you find in the side passages. So the only thing that's worth money in the side passages are the resonators. So, like, the reason why it's not profitable to do them is because 80% of the time, it's a waste of time, and you could just be going to the azurite nodes or going to chest nodes that have resonators anyway. But sometimes I do them to break up the monotony. I get bored quickly. I know we just discussed this. I'm gonna do whatever I think is gonna be most interesting in that moment, and sometimes blowing up a wall with dynamite is interesting in that moment. It's very easy to get lost in the efficiency of the game, and sometimes just do things because you enjoy doing them. Blowing up with the walls, often I just enjoy doing it. The other question I got was around gold sustain. I don't really have an issue with gold sustain, although it's hard for me to imagine a world where you could sustain mappers on the gold you get in Delve. So in that way I understand. Mappers are so expensive in King's March, it's actually insane. I do actually think you have to like make up the difference somehow, and probably the reason I don't feel the tension of making gold as much as other people is because I spend so much time going back and forth. I've been doing this for like maybe 10 minutes, and I'm probably gonna do maybe another 10 minutes before I run into a situation where I'm gonna run out of sulphite and need to go up. 20-minute delve sessions at a time is not that long. So I probably am just like running enough map stuff to make up the difference of delve. Even though you do get gold in delve, yeah, I kind of agree. It's not going to sustain an insane King's March setup. Dude, is there a lightning guy hiding in the darkness? There is! I hate that. That's the most annoying part of delve, is there will be a DD rare or a lightning rare in the darkness that you can't see, and they're just like ruining your encounter. Okay, alright, having a Soul Eater Donut dog in my encounter is curse, and I bet I'm gonna get the Dragon Boss. The tier 3 nodes have 3 different delve bosses. 2 of them are fun and easy, and 1 of them is awful. And I'm probably gonna get the awful one. I mean, it's not awful, it's just like, it's so slow compared to the other ones. I think I'm actually killing him though. Oh no, I got Lion of the Tunnels, great! Lion of the Tunnels, you just kill him and you call it a day. The dragon one, he flies up in the air so he becomes invulnerable and then takes 20 minutes to die. I think I'm gonna go this way towards the Primeval Chamber, and then I can get away from this fungal caverns zone that just like made me really sad and killed me a bunch. Let's go delving. Someone commented on my YouTube video and they said, like, I don't like the slow and steady currency from delve. I'd much rather have like the more explosive like rogue exile strat of currency where you have like big drops. And it's funny because I'm actually the complete opposite. I would much rather have a strategy where I can watch my stash slowly grow than have a strat where I just feel like I'm getting nothing for a while and then like hitting something big later. Knowing that every time I do something I'm getting rewards versus like 50% of the time, like I would much rather take 1 chaos every node instead of 2 chaos every other node, if that makes sense. There were a lot of people on my YouTube video also saying like, hey, you can stand on the glowing circles to like not take darkness damage. And that is true, and I do know that, so even if you do stand on the circles, like the edges or the chests are still in darkness. So you still get screwed. Alright, let's get out of here. This place had nothing. I guess it did have the Prime Resonator. How much is the Prime Resonator worth these days? Okay, we'll check at the end. Oh, this area is so terrifying. Increased critical strike chance, monster critical strike modifier, increased monster damage, monsters have onslaught, reduce extra damage from crit, and I do crit. Monster damage penetrates 12% of LE resistance. I'm just gonna keep walking this way, I think. I think we'll go down here to this one, which doesn't have LE pens, so you know what, it's gonna be fine. Maybe. This is possibly one of the biggest Soul Eaters I've ever seen. How big can we get it? This guy's huge. You can't even see his attack. This is what I think I'm gonna see when I go to a museum, but instead what I actually see is just like a tibula. Sometimes with those soul eaters, you just cut your losses. So when you get into deep delve, like there's a cap on how much health and how much damage enemies can do. And so once you get your build to a certain point, like it doesn't matter because nothing can beat the cap. And so the soul eater rares aren't annoying because they just cap out earlier. For me, who is not deep delving, the soul eaters are terrifying, and I almost always have to run away or die to them. I have reached the point in my build where I don't know what's happening. I just hope that I'm not standing on caustic ground, because I feel like almost all builds reach a point where like the things you die to, this is a long path. All right, let's do it. The things you die to are just things on the ground that you can't see because your build is doing so much random stuff that you're not able to see if there's something on the ground that's killing you. Like this ignite ground might actually be kind of scary, but we'll see. It'll be okay. Sometimes I'll take the Pantheon for burning ground. That like burning ground gives you extra movement speed or whatever, just for like these scenarios in Delve, because it does actually help quite a bit. For now, we just have Brine King because Brine King is always going to be an incredible Pantheon. There are different tiers of chests in Delve. There's Packed and there's Abandoned. There's like one tier that always has a really good item. So you can kind of tell when you get to a node if you're gonna have good loot or not. Packed is like kind of middle of the road, like I expected to have a couple chaos. But we'll see. We'll see if I'm right. No, it had portal scrolls. No way. It's all portal scrolls. 2 full stacks of portal scrolls is really tragic, actually. Now we can buy some resonators, and I haven't dropped off any items yet. So we can just price check all this and see how much we made from that round of Sulphite. Okay, this 280, I guess I'll leave that in there for now so we can figure out how much the rest of this is worth. So the price of resonators went up recently. That's how it's 23 chaos for that. This is worth 50. The prime chaotic resonators were worth so much last league. They were worth like 100. They're only worth 50 this league. Definitely always look at the competing trades. I find that especially for Delve, everything that sells in Delve, people are trying to buy for a much cheaper cost than people are selling it. So you can always get a better price for it than what shows in the first like suggestion that they give you here. So that was 130 chaos from 20,000 Sulphite. So that is a little over Divine right now. Divines have been going up just a little bit. They were worth like nothing before. Now that I've used all my Sulphite, what do I do next? Next, I pick a map, any map really. I have favorited Defiled Cathedral, I believe, for the Apothecary or whatever card is there, but it doesn't really matter. And I run a Sulphite Scarab, and I'll kind of just elk and go, unless there's a mechanic that I want to lean into. So sometimes I'll lean into a Harvest or Ritual or something like that. I have Ore, so I have a bunch of Kalgur, and I also have Ritual, even though I'm not really running Ritual. I like the idea of Ritual, but I don't actually run it very well. Kalgur, I'm running Ore because I want to do the little like quests for the bonus King's March stuff. Early in the league, I was getting a lot of money from King's March, and at this point, I'm not getting hardly anything. So is it worth investing in King's March? Probably not, but if you're not investing in King's March, then unfortunately you're just giving away free money. So I have the Sulphite Scarabs, and then on my Atlas, I have the like extra Sulphite. Like chance for double Sulphite, and then chance to spawn Nico and stuff like that. Which is probably not super efficient because you don't need chance to spawn Nico if you're running the Sulphite Scarabs. The other nice thing about running the Sulphite Scarabs though is that they don't cost anything, so it's super cheap, as long as you have the map sustain. And I will say, if I could ask for one thing to be changed in Delve, just one thing, if I was given control of the codebase for one day, I would make the maps in Delve drop with your Voidstone level. Your Voidstone should affect the tier of maps that drop in Delve, because I have so many maps that drop from Delve that I can't run because they're tier 14. I mean, I could run, but like, why would I run that over a tier 16. I'm not the worst at this game. I have all 4 void stones. I got them all myself, okay? But I still, when I am in Delve and I drop maps, I always drop tier 12s, tier 10s. And I wish that I would instead drop tier 16s because I went through the effort. And I know that there are ways to get maps and you could just buy them. I just feel like it's a way to make me a happier player. Back to our homeland, the mines. The darkness resist is actually getting pretty noticeable down here at this point. So I'm going this way because I noticed there were like a couple chests in this pathing on Delve, and I like opening the chests because sometimes they have resonators. And that's gonna make more money than whatever was the other way. See, resonator cash, we got it. That was worth it. Let's buy resonators. I just spend whatever I have, and the Control-Shift hotkey is very useful. I don't know if people know that or not, but Control-Shift is the hotkey for buying resonators. The Bloodstain Riches usually just gives you like Vault Orbs. See 7x Vault Orb on that one. The most stressful part of this is picking up the loot because, see, these are all T14. I don't want it. Picking up the loot takes the longest part. Ooh, Beast Burrow. Let's go get it. Dude, the caustic orbs in this situation, the donut, the fire on the ground. This is, I hate this node. This node is not difficult, but it's the most stressful, for sure. And you can't let that skeleton guy touch you. If that skelly guy touches you, it hurts. It hurts so bad. If you're not paying attention and he smacks you, it's brutal. All right, let's see what we got. Silken Hood. Oh, these are just helmets. I'm dropping them. I don't need them. We could go towards the chest and the azurite, which I think I will do. And the other option is towards this armor, which I don't like armor nodes because you get to the end and the game is like, you did the node, but none of the chests actually contain anything. Those nodes make me particularly sad, the armor ones, so I don't want to do them. This is way more fun. The Eldritch Lockbox, even though that never has anything good either. Encrusted Lockbox is terrible. The Clean Lockbox gives you an Offering of the Goddess, which I must have 30 Offering of the Goddesses. That is the funny thing about Delve, is it gives you an insane amount of offerings. Sometimes I will try to rush offerings at the beginning of the league and sell them because they are worth a couple chaos. They fall off so quickly. Everything fell off so much faster this league than I've ever seen before. All right, we can't die because this is a long path to this node. Pocked Riches and Cartographer's Riches. Cartographer's Riches are actually really nice because they give you chisels. You get a lot of chisels in Delve. Four Cartographer's Chisels, and the Pocked Riches had nothing. Let's go into the Vaal Boss. So I went through and I did all my Vaal Temple guys that I could do, and I didn't get a single Machinarium. But maybe now that have OBS open, it will give it to me. We should try it. We should absolutely try it. Everyone yelled at me for not recognizing the true worth of my Vaal buddy. But fear not, I price checked. No, actually what happened is I got yelled at by the comment section, and so then I did them all. And now we'll see if we can get this map or not. There is no trick to fighting this boss, by the way. You can like turn off these lasers if they're annoying you, but for my build, I just stand in the middle. Every boss has this middle phase where they go into darkness. Okay, trying to die to lasers. Oh, the darkness hits hard. Okay, I'm gonna need to fix my darkness resistance, I think, because normally you don't lose health like that when the darkness phase starts. So if you're ever wondering, like, how do I know if I need to upgrade my darkness resistance? It's just when things are getting very scary like that. Ahutotol, come back. Let me kill you, please. I also have Cull. Having Cull on a character, like with the Slayer Ascendancy or whatever gives it to me, is like next level. It's so good. I'm obsessed with it, actually. So when do I get the Machinarium map? It's 15%. That should be like 1 in 6. Don't forget. I throw every shitty unique I get, I just throw in with Rog right here. Okay, guys, I'm standing in the circle. Don't come at me. I'm gonna stand in it. Although we're DDing. Why are we DDing? Stop exploding corpses. Alright, I'm grabbing all stuff. I don't even want those scarabs, if I'm being honest. And those maps are all T14. See if I care. GGG, you need to fix the maps in Delve. I'm telling you. Give me T16 maps. Clean lockbox. Another offering. We're rich. There's 2 clean lockboxes. Oh my goodness. We stood in the circle long enough. Locked riches. Here we come. We got some fusings. These maps are T14. Honestly, just throw them in the mapper shredder. The King's March mapper shredder. Me, I'm not going to pick them up because I'm a little scared about dying again. We're at a crossroads. Quite literally a crossroad. And we could either go to the city chamber or to the azurite. I think we go azurite. Okay, these are not good. Who am I kidding? And the modifiers on this are crazy. Always go left. Are you a left wall person? I think I actually agree with you. Fun fact, I'm left-handed. And something fun about being left-handed is that every time someone sees you pick up a pen, they go, "You're left-handed?" Alright, we need to upgrade our darkness resistance. See, I told you, like less than 100 I can handle it. Once it gets over 100, I can start feeling like the darkness resistance needs to be upped. Yeah. I would say less than 100 is definitely good. Should we do a little wall breaking? I mentioned this earlier. Oh, what am I dying to, dude? This is the situation in which wall breaking is good, is when I don't want to die, is when there's a golden chest in there with a resonator in it. Almost every other time, they're just not worth it because they don't usually have anything good. I'm gonna buy some flares. I try to buy flares every time I come up, otherwise I will forget. And then I will have no flares, and then I will die. We have enough for 10 resonators. Oh, we have 10 powerful resonators. I wonder if those are actually worth anything. These are worth 6 chaos a pop. That's not bad. 60. And then we'll sell the little ones. 2.5 right now. That's pretty good, actually. For 25. Going into maps for a while after a while of delving. Going into maps after delving makes you feel like your build is fucking cracked. Because delve is so hard and the mobs are so tanky that like coming back into juice T16s, you're like, oh, I'm so good at the game. My build's awesome. Unique heavy build, but it was just a nothing burger. A nothing burger. This is a weird delve. Like there's like a big hole where I guess this node connects and probably this node. This one goes here and this one goes here, if I had to guess. But I probably won't hit up either of those hidden nodes because I don't really... That's kind of a long path to take for tier 3 azurite. It's probably just worth it to keep going down. The thing about going down though is it does feel like horizontal, you get to see more stuff. So it does feel like you get more profit going horizontal than you do going straight down. But that could also just be luck and anecdotal. I hit a lot of really good stuff going horizontal. Like I was constantly getting crystal spires, which the value of those fossils just keep going up. And I hit a couple of Owls. I got some of the Crown of the Tyrants. I still have not gotten a Machinarium map, which just kind of feels like karma since I said like maybe don't do it in that one video. That's my bad, I guess. So I'm excited to start going horizontally again instead of just having to dig down. I think this whole time I've hit up maybe like 2 fractured walls. I really don't do them hardly ever. I think I answered all the questions I had written down. I saw just a lot of people asking about sulphite upgrades and stuff, but I also don't really think about the delve upgrades because for me it's like if you feel like you're dying, if you feel like you need the upgrades, then get the upgrades. If you are able to just like keep going down, then like why would you upgrade? But everything can be min-maxed, and so that is indeed an opportunity for people to ask about min-maxing. These rogue exile nodes can really mess you up if you're not careful. I've been this lady right here, or a green gate, she will make your day terrible if you let her. You really like cannot stop moving. It's very like It's like fighting a Zaro. You just kind of have to run around and don't let them really hit you because it is pure pain if they do. One thing that is really annoying in Delve is there will be these like little loops right here, but if you walk the wrong way around the loop, the cart won't follow you, and it's like, we ended up at the same place. Why can't the cart just zoom over here? Like the threshold for the cart to zoom into place is not quite as big as I wish it would be. And none of these fossils are worth anything. There's like random azure right down here that's not worth anything. We've reached a drought. Our mine has dried up. I fear there is no resources here. Oh, a wall. Let's blow up the wall. This one has fossils behind it. And prismatic. I think prismatic is actually possibly good. There's one like, I think dense is the good one. Not there's like a really good fossil you can get in the side passages, but they're like, I think like last league dense was worth like 7 chaos a pop. And people are using those like 100 at a time. I think we've reached closing time. I think I need to hop off. But it was super fun hanging out with all of you, and I hope to see you guys again. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your morning, day, evening, whatever it is. And let me know if you like this format, if you wish I would have kept it longer, shorter. I'm always looking for ways to improve, so I will definitely be keeping an eye out. Thank you. Bye.